Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S. Finally back here with part 2 of my dreams for Torino, my dreams, my shopping list, Christmas shopping list, or whatever you want to call it, for Torino, as it is the season of Christmas and goodwill and all that good stuff. So with that being said, I hope that you will support my content, as it is the season of goodwill, as it's the month of Christmas, in other words. And yeah, so I've been for a nap, granddad naps I call it, because I'm getting old, or I am old really. And I've been for a nice walk, although it was kind of raining, so it wasn't that great, but it was okay. And also, I like to go for a walk every day if I can, even if it's just around the block. And something I recommend as well. And also, I slept in the same room as the cats, but unfortunately, I didn't get much sleep for some reason. I didn't find the settee or sofa that comfortable. I don't know whether it constitutes a sofa or settee. What is the difference between a sofa and settee? But yeah, no, nice life story. But one of my dreams, I was thinking of saying for the intro, one of my dreams generally for Christmas is for it to, or was in a way, for it to snow every single day in December, at least where I live, or in the UK. Unfortunately, because some days haven't been snowing, but as long as it snows around Christmas time, I think that'd be pretty cool. As the song goes, I was going to do that. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. But another thing on that note is I'd love to be able to sing and dance. Why can't I sing and dance and that kind of thing? So those are some of my more general dreams and general goals, like being able to, for it to be a white Christmas, and also for me to be able to sing and dance and things like that. But yeah, so also, before I get onto the list, ideas number 11 to 20. I don't know why I keep doing that. So ideas number 11 to 20. I have to keep blowing my nose because it keeps running. I don't even know how to blow my nose properly, but I'm a bit dumb, I know. But anyway, sorry. Before I get into my list, what was I going to say? Keep waffling. But yeah, I dream for it to be a white Christmas, i.e. snowing Christmas, and also for I wish I could dance and sing and stuff like that, and have the confidence to do that, including on YouTube and things like that. But unfortunately, I don't think I can sing without making it rain. But what was I going to say? I've completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, I was going to. Thankfully, I just remembered. I was going to post on the thumbnail, as I often do for YouTube. I was going to include the 2 younger kittens. As I mentioned recently, I've got 3 kittens. One of them's just looking at me now, actually out the window, trying to get my attention. But I think they're really cute. So I wanted to post them on YouTube. But since they're a bit camera shy sometimes, and they don't like to sit still or be held or whatever, I decided not to, because I thought it'd be a bit harsh. But I did put it in the questions in YouTube, for those who might be watching on YouTube, hopefully, if they want to see the kittens in the next thumbnail, or even if people want to see the kittens in the next video. Sorry, my nose is non-stop running, unfortunately. But for those who might want to see the kittens in the next video, even if I can hold them, no problem with that. But they're probably just trying to escape anyway. And let's see. So I had to restore the connection. So I don't know if that's what it told me I was offline, but I could still see my. But anyway, sorry. I haven't had this many internet problems. Well, I haven't had internet problems for quite a while now. But anyway, sorry, I'm waffling. I know. I'll get on with the list. But yeah, if anyone wants to see the kittens in there, but I didn't really want to open the door because it's like winter time. I didn't want to let the cold in. I try and leave the doors closed as quick as much as possible. And why does it keep doing this right now? So yeah, here goes. So number 11. Sticking on to the theme what I was talking about in part 1, where I talked about how I dream for companies and investors and organizations that begin with T, as I normally stick to alliterations, will invest into Torino. I was thinking, what if Tony Elumelu, who I believe is a Nigerian entrepreneur, could be Ghanaian, but I'm pretty sure he's Nigerian, just like another entrepreneur whose name I can't remember. Aliko Dangote, that's it. But with Tony Elamelu, I thought it'd be pretty cool if he had his own investment vehicle, probably named after himself, which could, as well as helping African entrepreneurs invest in Torino, given alliterations. If it was called Tony Elamelu, but his company is called Here's Holdings, I believe. And I thought it'd be cool if they, sticking again to alliterations, I thought it'd be pretty cool if they invested in Hellas Verona, which is called Verona for short, talking about Italian football more generally. But I know Verona can be quite racist, or very racist, in fact, from what I've heard a couple of times. But I was thinking it would be pretty cool if he could change that perception. And I actually forgot to say as well, with Torino, if he did have that investment company called after his name, Tony Elamelu, it could be, as well as improving relations between Italians and Black people through football, including Africans, of course, it could do what I talked before about with Tata, Toyota, and Tesla, in terms of like having football academies and sports clubs, in this case for Torino, in Nigeria and possibly across Africa. I'm pretty sure he's a Nigerian entrepreneur, not Ghanaian, but yeah, so that would be pretty cool. Although you could say it would be an unfair favour for Italian football, but if he could change some of the perceptions, like if Here's Holdings did invest in Verona and change some of the perceptions and tackle some of the racism through investing and showing what Black people can contribute to football, as I talked before about with migration and how they could help build academies and train and things like that, it would be pretty cool. By the way, I hope this video has been uploading properly, because it keeps telling me it's going offline, or it kept telling me it went offline, so I hope that I won't have that problem again, and hopefully I don't know why it was telling me I was offline, but maybe it did go offline for a while, though the timer tells me I've been recording all this time. So anyway, number 12, again, I know I probably touched on this in part 1, but I would love for Torino to have that investment from Boxing Day this year, and ready for, as well as building the academies before then, ready for the January transfer window, in which case I dream for Torino to get the best possible transfers into the club, so they can get the best possible players now, as well as developing players for the future, especially Italian players in particular, hopefully. Number 13, I suppose part of my fears, if I'm talking about the nightmare list for Christmas, is I suppose of these things not happening, or not happening as well as I'd like, or if they haven't happened at all, or the opposite happening, like Torino losing investment, heaven forbid, or Torino not doing as well, or doing worse, or stuff like that would be my nightmare vision. And also, I often worry that these videos are a bit cringeworthy, things like that. And I often fear as well my anti-war views and messages might put off some investors, so I hope it won't. But I hope the market will help and make peace with football and that kind of thing. And 14, on that note, as I say, I hope we can make peace with football, and instead of investing in arms and the weapons trade, more companies will want to invest in Italian football and Celtic, because they'll see a potential that it could increase, hopefully double or even triple or even quadruple their investment, or even better than that, ideally, if I'm really dreaming. I know I talk a lot about my dreams. Unlikely, but it would be great if they made a lot more money on their investment somehow. Got to admit, I'm not an expert on the business model of how football club owners make money, but that's something they could perhaps learn from the Man City owners and see what mistakes. Sorry, the Facebook version of this just abruptly ended for I don't know why, but hopefully I can post a link up onto Facebook. I don't know what happened there. It just abruptly ended on me, so it's not going too well at the moment, but keeps going offline and abruptly ending my stream and things like that. Or well, I say it keeps doing that, but hopefully it won't do that again. But it's been a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, sorry. But yeah, they could learn from the Man City owners, like what mistakes to avoid, and what things that Man City owners do well, and how to make money from owning a football team and things like that. and look at how they could solve problems as a club and to improve. Number 15, my dream for Italian teams like Torino, I'll focus on Torino because I'm thinking of Torino for this video, is that, or includes that they will do as well as possible in Europe and internationally through investment, and also develop the youth, so hopefully both club and country can benefit. Number 16, on that note, I'd love to hear different ideas and read different ideas of what people have for how to make clubs like Torino as successful as possible. It would be quite interesting to see if they could do that, like pull a Man City, or do what Man City or even Chelsea before that, then, or even like say Newcastle have done recently, and maybe even do even better than that. If this investment just came along from Boxing Day, and as I say, Tata, Torino, Tata, Toyota, Tesla, maybe even Tony Alamello if he had his own private holding company which could invest his own money, and that kind of thing, would invest in them and help them, as I say, in the near future and long-term future. So I'm not doing very well here, but yeah, technical issues and issues with my own communication, as I often do. But yeah, so so looking into all the possible ways to benefit Torino for the short and long term, and again, I hope it will benefit club and country level. As I often dream about, I'd love to see a committee, think tank, cooperative network or whatnot, which looks at all the possible ways to benefit Italian football as well as Celtic, as I often say. Number 17, it would be pretty cool to imagine, say, if all these great companies, big companies invested. I dream that Tata, Toyota, Tesla, and Tony Alamello, respectively, would all benefit as well. Obviously, the more they benefit, the more it would encourage other companies to do the same. So I hope all companies that invest in and sponsor Italian football and Celtic will benefit as much as possible. And I think the more we show that we support our clubs, the more it will show that it's worth investing in, because they get a good return. As they say, what's in it for them in business? They often say, what's in it for the person for the potential investors or whatnot, or sponsors in this case as well, let's say. On that note, I dream also that people will invest in, as I often talk about, like will invest in invest in spaces and places for sport, in this case football, for Torino, and especially again for younger players, which I hope will benefit the club and country in Italian football and club and country level. And yeah, it'd be amazing to see. I have to think of like 17 as being imagine ifs. So I imagine like if Torino and other Italian clubs can get. I suppose I contradict myself a little bit, because sometimes I say I imagine like AC Milan, or sometimes I imagine Roma being able to sign all these great players like Mbappe, Haaland, and other young up and coming players, as well as more experienced players. I would rather sign those, I think, than certainly than Messi and Ronaldo, as good as they are, because I think for the future longevity, players who can play for you in the next 5 or 10 years or whatnot, hopefully. I'm sure there were some other points I was going to make, but I can't quite remember. But I also dream, as someone who wishes to support Asian and African economies, that it would benefit, I'll say, Tata, Toyota, and Tony Elemento, who runs, I was going to say, I nearly forgot to say, the African Heroes. I think he's involved in he has the Tony Elemelo awards. It's, I think, Alibaba from China who has the African Heroes awards that he gives out for entrepreneurs. I think they might have a connection, like working together with Tony Elemelo. But so I dream that it will benefit Asian and African entrepreneurs, and also benefit Italian football at the same time. So it's like, as the old saying goes, killing two birds with one stone, although I often say I'm a vegetarian. Number 18, I dream that Torino can be part of football for good, and again, working in partnership with Celtic, who are already in partnership with who are already a part of football for good, and that kind of thing. Number 19, I dream that they will be able to benefit indigenous Africans and Australasians of all ages and both genders, including women, obviously, and men, God's sake, in across Africa and Australasia. And number 20, and also supporting young people. Anyway, sorry if this was a bit haphazard, had some technical issues, and as ever, stumbling upon my words, but and I went over schedule, but and forgot some points. But I wish you peace and love, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope some people out there enjoyed it, especially Torino fans. Anyway, I'm out. Peace and love.